So it's about 20 degrees outside. Me and a couple of buddies have already talked about cabs, full doors, heaters, and obviously a lot of people want to go the cheap route, and I am one of them. I do not need a heater. I will not buy an Inferno heater or the Polaris heater or anything like that for plowing. I was just discussing this with another buddy who actually had a Mr. Heater. These are on Amazon under golf cart heaters. There's like 2 or 3 different kinds of them. A buddy had this one and he told me to try it out. Doesn't need it. He didn't use it for UTVing or anything like that. I think he used it mainly for ice fishing, but doesn't use it anymore. So this is about $65 on Amazon. It is the Mr. Heater brand. This is a lot bigger in person than it is on Amazon. It does weigh about 5 pounds, I think Amazon said, and I think it heats up to like 3,800 BTU. So the only thing I had to do was add the 1 pound propane fuel tank, and then I had to buy the aftermarket cup here. And the reason I got oil and silicone spray and WD-40 is I haven't found anything yet that lets this cup go. This is just a generic China-made adapter cup that fits in your cup holder, and I just didn't want it to get tight on the cylinder. But I think the only luck I'm gonna have is just putting it in the house for a little bit, and then it'll come out. So I'm gonna have a review on this Mr. Heater, and it is about 20 degrees outside here in Wisconsin today, and I think I am just gonna heat this. I'm gonna heat this thing up and let it sit in the wheeler for like 5-10 minutes while the wheeler warms up itself, and then I'm just gonna go for a ride. I know a lot of you are thinking already, well, it's an open cab, heat ain't gonna stay. But again, we're just looking for a cheap option, and a buddy gave me this for free. So just to try out and see if it's what I need. The only thing I could think of so far is problems is when it's on, if I'm gonna burn my hand or anything, burn my coat before I notice anything is getting too hot. But obviously in this one, that's way too close. So put it in this one. I will turn this thing on, let it sit and heat up. Amazon does state in the specs that 1 pound heater will last about 5 to 6 hours. I think it's like 5.6 hours. So I'm gonna let this thing warm up and let the wheeler warm up, and come back out in a couple minutes and go for a ride and see how it does. All right, I got the pilot lit. This is just a 1-button operation that you just hold on, or you push and hold, and the pilot will light. And now the pilot's lighting the actual burner itself. So like I said, it's going to take a little bit. Let it sit here and warm up, and we'll go for a rip and see if the warmth actually stays in this cab or not. It is what it is, but like I said, this is a golf cart heater by Mr. Heater, $65 on Amazon. All right, this thing is actually heated up quicker than I thought in 20 degree weather. It has been about 7 to 10 minutes. It's glowing red. It's warm, obviously, right up in here, and that's what I was expecting. So we'll just see how everything works. Like I said, this isn't a foolproof system. It's just on the cheap, and go for a few mile rip and see how well I'm warm and how it keeps up. Didn't even leave the house. One of the things right off the bat is this moves way too much and is pulling my cup holder out. It didn't even make it out of the driveway, and this thing kept rattling back and forth. So I tried bungee cords and nothing was a perfect match. So zip ties is the next best thing. Yes, this still rocks back and forth, but it's not pulling up the the cup holder. Obviously this is just temporary, as I got a bunch of zip ties laying around, so she's still ripping heat. I mean, it doesn't feel bad in the cab. I still got my gloves off, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is not a foolproof system. This rocks back and forth. Is, like I said, this is like 5 pounds, I believe. At first impressions, the pilot light did go out, and I was doing about 30 miles an hour. So if you're gonna go for a day rip, that pilot light is not gonna stay on. Just started my ride though, so we'll keep it going, and I'll light it up when I come to a stop and go from there. All right, I made it back home. I got it turned back on. You're not turning this thing on while you're actually driving. You have to actually hold the button for it to light up, and actually you have to hold the button for a period of time before it actually lights up the cone or whatever on the inside. So you're not going to be able to do that on the fly. And I believe, yeah, I got to 35 to 40 mile an hour is when the flame actually goes out. It does keep a decent radiant heat. I am going to actually plow a little bit around the yard just to see. I don't think it'll go out as I'm plowing, but my thoughts, get hand warmers. I was expecting to use this maybe like on a 20-mile rip or whatever with a couple of buddies. This will not, you're not going anywhere with this thing lit. It's gonna go out on you. It's not what I wanted it for. I'm glad I didn't pay for it. It will work on a golf cart, because a golf cart you're going what, 3-5 miles an hour maybe. So I think it's perfect for that. Anything over 35 mile an hour, it's not gonna work well. It might work well, I think, plowing, but I think it's just gonna get in the way of me shifting gears and using the winch button on the XP. So my other opinion is it might work well if you get the full doors, but now you're talking maybe spending $1,000 to get a $65 heater to work. That don't make sense to me. I'm not gonna buy upper doors just to get that thing to stay lit. And plus, if you do that and then you throw a wife, girlfriend, or whatever in here, and a backpack and some other stuff in the wintertime, you're not gonna have room. So I'm gonna drive around the yard a little bit, going 5-10 miles an hour maybe, and see if she stays lit. I think she will. And all right, my kind of final review for the day as I put the wheeler away. Yeah, I do have it on a 1.5 amp little trickle charger there. Works great. You're not gonna use this thing for ripping in the wintertime. It's not gonna hold the flame. It's not gonna hold the pilot light. Also, it moves around way too much. I'm gonna keep it like this because it is what it is. I'm not gonna be ripping for a while, just plowing. I'll keep using it for plowing applications, but like I said, hand warmers will probably go a lot farther. Bundling up, obviously. I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on upper doors just to get a $65 heater to work, but I believe for ice fishing or other applications it would work actually perfect. But for this application, to make something cheap work, don't spend your money on it. That is my review of Mr. Heater. I'd pass on a UTV application. So keep ripping. Like, smash that subscribe button. Wisco ripping out.